Hello,
Hello, Jen.
Deputy Lieutenant.
Yeah.
But you're still busy with makeup.
Makeup, look at my face. No, I can't.
and, I'm sure, and I'm sure you know this guy who just posted it, Fato Farai from FC Buffalo in East London.
I'm still doing makeup. No, never.
Yeah, but how you doing? How you doing?
No, I'm doing fine. Thank you. I'm doing just fine. Thank you. How about you?
Yeah,
I see
surviving.
job.
Yeah, I was sitting outside. It was a bit cold. I was like, "Ish, you know what? Let me just grab something so that I can feel warm." You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Good
lockdown,
have
how is it? The lockdown, has it been for you?
the lockdown. Okay, well, it's been boring, I must say, because I miss football. Um, and on the other side, there are bad and there are positive side of it.
Mm.
So I can't be complaining. But yeah,
And
can't be.
also, I had a greeting planned and then I forgot. I don't know why I forgot. I think it's the makeup, but I want to say greetings Zidane.
Hi, hi. Yeah,
I,
Dumisani
wa- I wanted to use that greeting, but the name Zidane. Can you tell me more about the name Zidane, where it comes from, and why people call you Zidane?
Koyana. I don't really know. Okay, but El Gamanit is done. Basically, it's coming from my football days when I used to play football. I used to be, I don't know, because of Zidane, but I don't think he was a left winger or a left midfield or something like that. But I was playing like left winger when I used to play. So yeah, it came back where when I started playing. So people were calling me Zidane. And basically in Queenstown, where I played, they still call me Zidane, and it's not a problem. I'm okay with it. I love it.
Oh, okay. So if people were calling you Zidane, it means there was potential for you
Oh
to go
yes,
and play.
absolutely. Don't doubt me. I was very good.
What happened? What happened?
Oh,
What happened?
honestly, people who saw me play, like back in the days, college and everything, they know that I was a good player. But unfortunately, I couldn't make it to the national team. You know, in the Eastern Cape, there are no competitions, and even our teams, um, even our teams back in the days, they were not even competitive teams that were playing. Even the Sasso League was not that competitive. You would basically find that Guti Mhlambi, it's a team say East London that would be in a position to go to the playoffs, or it's a Port Elizabeth side that will go to the playoffs. So if you are in Queenstown, you are basically playing in a stream where there's just no potential, or there's just no competition, or there's just nothing. Yabo.
Mm,
So
mm,
I think that, yeah. And again, when I finished college, I was like, no, I'm not gonna go anywhere when I finished school with football, because I needed to look for a job.
yeah.
Um, I'm not gonna play professional anymore, because but okay, I thought at that time I was old, because when I finished school, I think I was 21, and at that time I don't think they were looking for people who were 21 to play. They were basically looking for people who were younger than me. Uyabo. And having to be in Queenstown at some point, in Queenstown, you know why Queenstown kuvaleke kanjani. So opportunities were never there. Uyabo. Even if I wanted to go and say I'm gonna go to PE, what was I going to do in PE at that time? Parents believed in Yoba. If you move from home, you are moving because you got a job somewhere. There
Yeah.
was no parent at that time that would support Umntana Oyintombazana who said, Mama, I am now pursuing this dream of
Playing
going and play
football.
football, and therefore I am going to stay in PE. Or I've
Mm.
decided to be a soccer player in Durban, playing for Durban ladies. What are you going to do? What are you going to eat? Where are you going to live? Who is going to support you in that vision? Because kaloku ndikufundisile, you've graduated, now you should look for a job. Now it's also right after you finished school, and then when I would know I'm gonna go to Durban and play football.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
but
it's
that was the only way.
understandable.
When you want, that was the only way out for us. um if you say that I want to go and be professional, if you wanted to go and play professional, you were going to come to Johannesburg, you were going to go to Cape Town, you were going to go to Durban, you were going to go to PE in the Eastern Cape, because even in East London there were not so competitive teams, and there was not I know my mother would not support that dream, would not support that I just go and play football. And what am I going to eat? Where am I going to stay? Because she was not in a position to support me and say, "Kaloku ndikufundisile, ndakwenza, now it's time for a job."
And you, it's true what you're saying, because I remember having a conversation with Utsaite. I think she was playing at Celtics now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know her from East London. She played for Birmingham City, sometimes having a conversation with Uti. She's a talented footballer, but why is she still in East London? And she was like, it's not easy for her to just say, you know what, I'm gonna leave, because the football, when it comes to the female side of things, it's not 100%. It's not guaranteed that you will play Banyana Banyana or you will play professionally. And there was no professional league at the time. It was only, I think it was Sasso League back at the time. At least now there's this Safa National Women's League.
And at that time, Absa, and you don't know about, and you just play, you don't even know who Nidlalila on the log, and then you end up maybe number one on the log, and then you think that maybe you're gonna go play, you're gonna play a playoff somewhere, and it ends there. It does. It's just like you are just just for fun. And to remember, our parents, they don't believe in Joba. You can make a living out of playing football, or you can secure a career out of playing football. Our parents, they don't believe in that.
Yeah. And let's talk about now, you growing up in Ngulu, in Ngamakwe. How was life like for you growing up in Ngulu?
So backwards. I remember I was raised by a grandfather. So so I'm just coming from those humble beginnings where sharing is everything. Okay, I've always been active when it comes to sports. I've played soccer, I've played rugby, I've played, Ingolo is a rugby community, so there's no way you can just go up and not play rugby. So even if you wish a lot, but you would be playing rugby. So and also when you grow up in an environment, you know that, yes, Indoni, I want to be this person in life. You always have that that thing, yes, Indoni, I love football, and one day I would want to play for this particular team, or I would want to play for Mhlambi, for the national team. But when you look at the situation at hand, we are going to do this thing is just impossible, because there's just no has played football in your community and went that far. And then when you look around in Ngamakwe, she is this girl who is like very focused when it comes to athletics, who is very competitive when it comes to athletics. And Ngamakwe and Naseto, as far as I can remember. So one of those girls has fish because about they don't want to run with me. But because where we come from, we never had coaches that are not even well trained for coach abantu, because kutishala bekade ethanda sport. Do you understand? So now I believe in Ngabana, even though ndienda kula up, ndienda kula from such an environment, something, a place where you can't even look and point it in the map, even in the provincial map, but I feeding my faith. I kept on feeding my subconscious that, yes, you are going to make it, as long as you believe in yourself, as long as you still believe in Yoba Gabana. You don't want to fall out of sport. One day you are going to make it. So I am that individual who is like a proud and unapologetic rural girl, and with a purpose. And I've always had a purpose, even though been Sengamakwe. And I told if that has done this, it means I'm gonna be the first one. But I'm not gonna say because no one has ever done it, now I'm not gonna do it and I'm gonna sit and relax. So yeah.
Do you think the fact that when ukhulele enqamakho ezilalini and you're not exposed to different types of careers there, and akho bantu abakufitshane nokuthi okay lona besenza into esona so, and then this person made it wayofika. So do you feel like izinto ezinjalo they limit inantsika i-growth yabantwana besesebancinci so that babe ne-option ezininzi abazifunayo elifini?
Well, yabona, where I come from in Ngamakwe, like I have told you, I'm coming from a rugby community. I'm coming from a rugby village. So we had people that were men, like that were excelling in rugby. People that would see a TV, abo Putestembele, abo Zolile Somlota. Those were people that were prominent in sports in Ngamakwe, but they were not in my field, and I could not to them because they were playing rugby and I was in football. Even my brother was an icon. I call him my brother because we grew up together, and as long as I can remember, I've been saying he's my brother because kankulenda when one endlini one but ngumntana kamakazi, so he's my cousin. But yeah, he was my icon because Upawa would play rugby, and all the time Upawa would like, you know what, if I were to play rugby, I would play exactly like Upawa, but it was just not my. So we had those people that were really excelling in sports. Yeah, even Abantu that were in high school that were ahead of us, they would excel in their athletics, they would excel in their football. I never never had an opportunity to relate to netball girls because I never played netball. But the people that were in front of me, Abu Zolile Somlota, Utato Zolile Somlota, Abu Power, like my brother, Abu Tato Stembele, were people that were doing it, were people that were in the waves, were people that would see on TV Bedala, and it would be a big thing in somebody was in Ngamakwe that we saw at TV, but we could not relate to those people because they were not women and they were not playing soccer and they were not and at that time kwasala rugby yamantombazana, it was not something that was very popular. You would see that it was only abantwana baseNgqulu that were playing rugby at that particular time, abangamantombazana.
Okay. Lindy is asking, do you still get nervous?
When I have a game.
Yeah, I think she's asking that. Yeah.
Yes, Lindy, Lindy, I still get nervous. But I try to calm my nerves because I try to calm my nerves. I need to prepare for my game. I need to mentally prepare for. So yes, I get nervous. I still think in Yobangabana, hey, I don't want to make a mistake. Okanye, I always want to prove come up here with my team, the winning team. So yes, I get nervous. I take my job very seriously, and I don't wanna put my arms down. So yes, I still get.
Okay. I was gonna ask.
I think when you love something, whatever, get nervous because you don't take it for granted. You know what it means to be there and everything that comes with it. But when you are given that opportunity, you have to grab it with both hands and you have to deliver when you sit in the table. So when you are being given an opportunity to go in the field of play in the park, have that whistle and those cards, you have to perform. So I think being nervous, it will come to that sense.
Yeah, and I was going to ask this question, but later on. But since it seems as if it's coming up, do you have any pre-match rituals that you do? Like, okay, so, some footballers would say, I wear my left boot before my right one. What do you do? Some listen to music when I went inside before a game.
I listen to my songs. I have my favorite songs, and it's Mamela is in the that uplift my spirit, and then just to get me on the good mood. Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord. Oh, yes. Okay. Uname my cane. So those are the things. I play my music, and then I talk to my team. I motivate my team, and then and then I pray. No way I can get in the field of play without praying. I just don't do that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I pray with them, and they go and check players, and then I'll remain behind and pray for myself alone.
Okay. And you earlier on you said you played football, you played for Thunderbirds, and now I want to know the transition from being a player, someone that had goals that you know what one day I'll play for Banyana, but then now you see that okay the opportunities are not there. What made you take the road of being an official, and how did it come about to you?
I think okay. Maybe you would answer that. Somebody has dropped a message that all of the questions been popping out on this live. You only notice one of. Okay, we'll answer that later.
We'll answer him later, side.
I don't see a lot of questions, so I'm looking at you, so I don't see questions. So you know, like I have said, that when it comes to development, Queenstown and yonke lonto leyo yokuba okay, I'm not gonna play for Banyana Banyana anymore, or the dream playing for the national team is no longer there. So what happened was that I knew in Yoba I don't want to fall out of the system. No, but I don't want to be out of sports, because sport is my passion. And at Queenstown, I was working at the Department of Sports, so I was like, this is my passion. This is who I am. This is what I relate. This is my purpose. This is what God has created me for. This is what God and talent that God has given me. So if ever it's not working, I still have plan B, and probably it will happen that sometimes when your plan A is not working, you go to plan B, and it happens that plan B works so much that it becomes your plan A. So when Isafa was looking for female referees, and when I saw one lady who was an assistant referee back in the days. I think it was maybe before Diego ball. I saw this girl and I was like, I would love to be a referee. I would love to join referee, but I don't want to be an assistant referee. I want to be a referee. So when that opportunity comes, presented by Safa when I was in Queenstown, I was like, yes. They were looking for female referees, and I was like, yep, I want to join refereeing. I want to be a referee, and I've always known, but I don't want to fall out of football. So refereeing was never my plan A. It is my plan A, and so much that you would laugh at it. But sometimes when I used to play, I even myself, I never even noticed referees in the field of play. So wow. The only time that I saw a referee was when I was given a yellow card. I was given a yellow card, and the only referee that gave me a card out of my football career is now my friend. And I told him in Yoba, when I the only referee that gave me a yellow card, but I never got a yellow card. You're the only person who broke that record.
And who's that?
Kumanya.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Kumanya from Queenstown.
Okay. Does Ufistos 83 Farai Stafazo is there anything being done to empower female referees in the Eastern Cape?
Yes, absolutely. There is. There are a lot of programs that are put in place by government, or say by SAFA Eastern Cape, SAFA provincially, Eastern Cape, and also there are also some development programs that are going on that are being done by the regions. I know BCM is very engaged, is very involved in development of female referees, and now even SAFA National, they are very much hands-on in development of female referees. And in the Eastern Cape, I'm also running a program I call the Interrefs, where I go around and try to motivate and inspire young girls to become referees. So yes, there are.
Okay. Now, take us through the process of you being in that program of SAFA development when it comes to referees. How long was it, and how many were you in that program, and how many graduated into being officials of like ABC Mutsepe, NFD, and PSL? Absa Premiership, yeah.
So when we started, we were 28.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and then we ended up by 3. And then from we were 3 and right at the beginning, level 1, level 2, level 3, and then at a level 4 level we ended up seeing amantombazana I3. So
Okay.
with me, Bisa Siacha, and Ulerato and Nagumbana from Queenstown, Timbisha is from Umtata. And then when we get to level 5, I think when we were now going to be promoted, we were only 2. It was me and Tembisa Siacha. And then getting promoted into the Premier League, I was only promoted alone, and then Tembisa followed after me. So when we were like doing a level 6 and Premier League promotion, and then Tembisa came in.
I'm sure some of some of the viewers here watching, they want to know about these levels, because now you talk about level 1, level 2, level 3. Like, if you can explain it to them, if you pass level 1, you can ref at a certain division. If you pass a certain level, you can ref a certain division.
So we have the introductory, which is level 1. That is so
Okay.
basic. Level 1 and level 2, you can officiate in the local football association, which is the LFA level. You officiate in the LFA. So in LFA, they must have a level 1, a level 2. And then they would also not, but this is not, these levels are not limited to. It doesn't mean that because you have a level 4 or a level 5, right, you cannot officiate in the LFA. So
Okay.
first and foremost, all referees, they belong into a local football association. There is no referee that belongs to the Premier League. All referees,
Okay.
they belong, and all the local football associations, they belong to SAFA, right? So referees belong to their associations, right? So
Okay.
at the level where you will be officiating abo under 15, abo under 17, and all of that at an LFA level, you will have to have a level 1, level 2, that is introduction. Level 3 and level 4, you can now officiate on the ABC, on the SAB regional league, right?
Okay.
Now you officiate in the Sasol League. Remember, I said this information you are not limited to. I also,
Okay.
at this point, I can also officiate in the LFA. I have
Okay.
to officiate even if I'm in the Premier League, even if I'm a FIFA referee. The fact that I'm a FIFA referee, it doesn't mean I can never officiate in the LFA.
Okay.
If you have a level 4, you cannot officiate in the Premier League.
Okay.
Right? If you have level 3, you cannot officiate on the Premier League. Yeah.
Okay.
So when you have a level 5, a level 5 until you get promoted, level 5 is somebody who is now ready to officiate in the MDC, in the Glad Africa. And then at the highest level, you have to have the highest level. You have a level 7, you have to have a level 6 and a level 5 too, for you to officiate in the Premier Soccer League. Now, at the highest level, you have to have the highest level. So everybody in the Premier League has a highest level of, so it's like that. And all these levels, you have to run and pass the fitness test in each and every level that you pass. In each and every level that you pass, you have to run a fitness test and pass. So you can have these levels, and then if ever you fail the fitness test, then you cannot officiate. You have to wait for you have to wait for a period of 6 weeks for you to go and retest again. Depends if there's a fitness test going on or whatever, and then you can be retested. So as ABC Mutsepe League, level 5 and going level 5 and a level 4, and then from level 5 going upwards, you are officiating in the Premier League, and then you can also be now you can also be nominated as a FIFA referee. You can officiate at CAF, you can officiate at the CUSAFA, you can officiate at the world stages like the World Cup and going forward. So yeah.
So as we speak today, what level are you at now? Are you FIFA?
I'm a FIFA referee.
Hey, that's
You know,
Scotland FIFA.
where all
I know. Okay, there's a question from Bandisi Wemnyanda. Is it possible to become a referee with no background with soccer?
there are referees. There are referees who never played football.
Okay.
There are quite a number of referees that never played football. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to play football, but you have to love it. You have to be patient about it. Yeah,
Hmm.
you
I think also you must know the rules of the game, of which that's
you have
the
to know.
number one.
Refereeing is about knowing the law,
Yeah.
right? You
Hmm.
need to the games to interpret the law and to apply the law. And in more than anything, you can know the law, you can interpret it, you can do, but most importantly, what you need to do is football understanding. Nowadays, we talk about football understanding because football is changing. Football is changing, and the
Yeah.
world is. So we as referees, we also need to evolve with the changing world. So more than anything, you just need football understanding. So sometimes you cannot be a referee, but you understand football more than us. That is what we need in football. We need football understanding, people that can critical thinkers are referees.
Okay. There's Peterson P34. Hi, I heard you mentioned how you're trying to involve more females in the Eastern Cape. What are SAFA plans on road shows or get more females involved in other regions?
In other regions, unfortunately, at this present moment, I don't know what is going on in the province because I'm not in the province.
Hmm.
But last year I did a program like I have mentioned earlier on, that I have a baby program. I call it the interrefs. The reason the interrefs, it means international referees, because each and every person that is a referee aspire to be an international referee or aspire to be in the international panel, which is a
Yeah.
FIFA referee. They can perform at the highest level of football. That is why I call it the interrefs. So yes, last year in my program, I had a road show with my team for 5 days. We invited people because it was a baby. We were still starting the program, so I didn't involve almost all the regions, but
Okay.
I involved my region where I come from, and then I involved like Queenstown where I come from, and I involved few people from Ngamak where I come from, and everything was hosted in Islam. So yes, we
Okay.
had a role, and SAFA is really in support of this program that is going around and raising referee awareness and encouraging women to take referee career if they feel like it. So yes, but at this present moment, if they are running any road shows around in the province, I do not know. But at SAFA National, I know that there are programs that are set aside that are looking at developing female referees, because we have the National League, the National Women's League, that is going to need a lot of women. So yes, SAFA National, because I'm always in the office. Sometimes if I need something, I can go to the office. So yes, I know a few things that are in, but provincially, I know I don't know a lot about programs that they have set aside. I know in my region they have programs that they have set aside, and also they asked me, my president, they asked me to help in almost everything when it comes to helping women to come on board and to also help women to start refereeing as a career and everything. Not only we are focusing infield female like infield referees, that is a whistleblower, somebody who blows the whistle, or an assistant referee. There are other things within refereeing, in the referees departments, your technical instructors, your physical instructors, assessors, you everything. So when we talk, we don't necessarily say come and be a match official, come and be in the field of play. We also say you can come and be a commissioner, come and be a technical instructor, come and be a physical instructor. So there are those opportunities in refereeing, and in my region, 100%, I am sure we are doing that, and in my LFA. Yeah.
Okay. Before I go to my next question, there's a comment with a question from Dinging Abani. Much respect, Sisi, for taking that space. Yeyiphi dream game yakho that you want to be in charge of in future?
Wink, wink. Obviously,
Derby.
hello. I want to
Derby.
officiate it. I want to officiate
Derby.
it. And that dream, I need to write this on my vision board. I have that on
Ne?
my vision. I want to, yes, I put things in writing. Everything that I want, I put it in writing. I place it behind my door. I look at it every day in the morning. When I do my meditation, I meditate about everything that I want. If I want to be in the final, I write that down. When I do my year plan, I put like my season and my year plan. I put everything in my plan and say, at this particular time, I want to do this. This is what I want to achieve. At this time, I want to do this, and this is what I want to achieve. So yes, I want to officiate the derby, and that dream is coming.
And you know what?
It's
Just because
not
you know what?
season or whatever, but I will.
You know what? Because you came to France Sports and you had this chat with me, that dream is coming through very soon.
Can I write an amen?
Yeah, you can write in amen. Okay, now Eiko, you go through this program, you go NBC, you do all the games. Your first game, Tucks Aces. It's a live game. The nerves.
And you know in the bagla match Mbesum. You Mbesum,
Aces.
what is this? Used to see Mbesum TV, and now I'm going to blow a whistle against this player. I'm gonna be doing this. But these players that everybody they're looking at, and now boom, there is a woman. And then when you walk inside, find out you're about fast ices out here, like really.
How did you feel when you had that comment with your Korea from Faz? Yours is out here.
One thing that I don't do, I don't take people's opinion I don't take people's opinions about me so seriously, because I don't want to be demoralized by people's opinion. I don't want to. Yeah, so I try my 100% level best that, you know what, your opinion, it must just be with you. What you think about me, it doesn't, I don't care. What is important is who I am and what I believe and what I'm going to do. That is what is important to me. So that game, I was very nervous, and I was like, my goodness, okay, this game is going to be live on TV. It's my first time being like on a big game like this. It's a PSL, and everybody would be looking at this woman. Every decision would be replayed on TV, and you're like, whoa, was it really a foul? So I was so nervous. And then I was talking to Rwandit, and Rwandit was like, Akhona, you've been doing like critical games than this one. So why are you? Because you've done like uyayazi mos njengoba kwi-NFT yakudlala kwi-NFT people they just so I've been doing like a number of crucial and critical games in the NFT, and he was like, this is Premier League, the same law that you are going to apply in this game, it's the same law that you in that particular game. You need to relax and do what is it exactly. You need to do exactly what you know. Simple. You don't need to be fancy. You don't need to introduce anything new. Go there, be yourself, and do what you do and do what you do best. And then I go there, I was like, hey, let me call my mom. So sometimes when I'm nervous, when I feel like I don't know what to do, when I feel like I don't have energy, I don't have power, I'm doubting myself, I always call my mom. I don't care if I'm already in the change room. When I want to call my mom, I call my mom like, hey, dude, I'm a little bit shaky here. And that day it was her birthday. So yeah, it was a birthday. So that is why I'll never forget it. 28th of February, 2015. Never forget that day. So I called my mom, and then she calmed my nerves. And then I was like, yeah, I'm ready to face the world. And then I went, beautiful game. I enjoyed the game. And yeah.
Memories.
And I didn't even get disrespect from players or anything that I feel these players, they feel like, hey, this referee is a woman. Those players were there, they were performing, they were there to work because they were just players who reported at work. Even myself, I was there to perform my job. And then they made my job easy.
Yeah. Dingy says, I would love to see you in charge of the derby as well. It is coming, Kamaku.
Because
And then Fistos is saying, which local team do you support?
I
Okay,
don't
this one.
support. I don't support.
Okay, and
Funny,
there's
they also into about yeyiphi team oyisupportayo, and they find it strange when I say supporting Ngulu Zebras, because that's the only team the team I feel like, oh my god, you're like, yeah, why are you not? That's a penalty. So it's gonna be Ngulu Zebras. I love rugby. So
okay. Okay, and then there's Decaldino 6. How many red cards do you have in your career? How many red cards have you issued in your career?
I would have to look at the PSL stats. I don't know.
You don't
In the
remember.
the statistics that I can get from the PSL and the MDC and the thingy, maybe I can get. But in the lower decisions, I don't know. Trust me, I dished a lot of red cards.
It means you just hold your red card. Just like that.
Uyahleka ufiso because uyayazi ukuthi
Yeah, he knows. He knows. He knows. And also, you when I asked you about your first game, you said you spoke about not being intimidated because you knew what you were supposed to go and do on the field of play. I remember it was 2007. There's a lady from PE, Didre Mitchell. She did a
yeah.
game. I think it was Chiefs and Santos. It was in PE at Telkom Park, and she was crucified for some of the decisions that she took. I think it's because it was the first time ever in South African football there was a female referee, and she was crucified a lot for the way she handled the game, some of the decisions and stuff like that. Did you make an effort to call her when you were told that you were going to do a certain game over a weekend, or was it a matter of, you know what, okay, I'm going to go into this my way?
Bandi Sira, thank you so very much. I really appreciate it. So to answer your question, no, I didn't call Dedri at that time because me and Dedri, I didn't know Dedri like that. So
Okay.
she was not that I was very close to an extent that I would call and say, hey, I'm going to officiate this game, and how do you think I can tackle it? Now we have like a very good relationship, and I call her almost every time I need something. She checks up on me every time. How's your fitness? How was your game? I saw your performance, and if I need assistance now, I can easily send him and say, hey, can you assist in this? So at this moment, if I get a debut or whatever, then I would feel like, hey, David, hey, Dad, just talk to me. What must I expect? But at
Yeah.
that time, we were not like very close. She was not something
Okay.
that, yeah.
But seriously, I really admire you. I really admire you, Mr. Konosako. Keep it up. Never look back. In goal, in the way participate. Wow. Thank
My,
you, Bandisi. And the other part I want to talk about is we all know, okay, I've been a footballer myself. I know how we shout at refs when there's decision made to be in your face and stuff like that. How do you deal with players that are in your face when you take a decision?
so, what I do is that I put out how I want people to talk to me,
Okay.
not not in not only in football, in life in general. You cannot
Okay.
talk to me any you cannot just shout me anyhow. And the players, they know you don't just shout me. So if you are shouting at me, I come to you, I'm gonna turn you into a cat immediately. I will turn you into a cat immediately. So in the field of play, I'm the lion, you're the cat. I have my skills. I have my own ways of protecting myself from turning a player who thinks he can be a lion and turn me into
Mhm.
a cat. I am in charge. I turn players that they cannot. So I have my own ways of dealing with players that thinking that they know almost. It comes to having to explain almost every decision. So I don't
Okay.
have tears with players. I am there to perform my job. I am there to do my work. They must also be there and respect my work. I also respect their job. So if you come and say, hey, no, I tell you, when you don't raise your voice. Even if we are shouter, I can still hear you. Even if you tell pants, I can still hear you. So if you want to address me, you rather come calm, then I will listen to you. So if you come and raise your voice and your emotions, now you won't even hear what I'm going to explain to you. So maybe majority of the times, players, they keep complaining that I'm giving them like a
Talk to the hand.
so I'm dealing with this situation. Can you just calm down? So if you are shouting at me, I don't like those things. I'm like, hey, please don't shout.
No, because
So
the reason why I'm asking.
I shout at players. I shout at the instruction. So if
Okay.
I say to a player, I can never shout. It's like, hey. No, I shout an instruction that if you are holding, do not hold. Because when you are holding or you avoid, maybe during a corner kick or whatever, they are pushing and shoving each other. So you come
Yeah.
to diffuse the situation, prevent something from happening. So when you go there, you are giving them an instruction that, guys, this is what I'm expecting from you. And then when they don't do as you are telling them, then you act according to that.
Yeah. The reason why I wanted to ask that question as I was doing my research for this interview, I saw an incident where you did the Sundowns, and I think it was Platinum Stars game, and Dete made a penalty, and you were about to caution him, but then Rama was in your face like and you were so calm. You walked all the way to the other side to give a caution to Ntedo, then you came back. I was like, wow, okay. If someone can do that in this game, that's something else.
So you don't need to be giving them a lot of attention, because some of them are just inviting unnecessary attention, and even though you need to respect, because I believe that we need to respect players. They are working, they are professionals, they are brothers, they are fathers, they are breadwinners. So those people are respected people in the football world, right? Therefore, they need to be respected. We as referees, we need to respect them. And they also need to respect us back, because we are also parents, we are also professionals. We also want to be treated in a professional manner. So if I respect them, we need to have mutual respect towards that. So if somebody, I am dealing with this player, and somebody comes all the way from another corner to here, the person who comes all the way from there and comes here, he's the person who is causing a mass confrontation, and he's the one who is not supposed to be here, and therefore this one deserves a yellow card.
Yeah, nah, that's true. That's true. And also the training or the test that's done to say, okay, you've passed your test. It's a difficult one because I know quite a few guys that have failed the test. Luandile has failed the test. Ati Matela has failed the test. I forgot the other guy, but they call him Python. He's also failed the test. We understand?
Yeah, like I think almost like half of referees failed the test at some point.
Yeah. How is
Talking
it
about
designed?
the referees failed the fitness test at the World Cup selection. So
Yeah. Is it a very high intensity type of test, or what is it about? Like, just explain it to us, the type of
it's
test that it's done.
one, it's a repeated speed. It's a repeated sprints, and yeah, it's a repeated sprints, like
Sure.
sprints. Yeah, yes, like
Sure.
proper sprint, and also the repeated speed now in endurance. So the endurance, it's very much intense, but more than more than the physical aspect of it, you need to be mentally strong. Sometimes it's not the test that is difficult; it's the mental readiness and the mental strength. Because sometimes people that fail the test are not people who are unfit, are people who are mentally not strong, or who people who are mentally not ready, or people that maybe, let's say you failed the test before, and now when you come you feel like, I don't want to fail, I don't want to fail. And when you
Okay.
get tired, use the I don't, and then fail. And then everything that you feed your subconscious mind, it comes up. When it comes, it gets to your mind. Now
It
it
blocks
changes.
everything.
Fail. you feel like, okay, now I can't take it anymore. So you need to go there prepared mentally, physically, and otherwise. But more than being physically ready, you need to be you need to be mentally strong. So that is what is killing like a lot of people. Okanye mhlawumbi, some of them umuntu uyabaleka and une injury and they are hiding an injury, and at some point you know in your, but I need to go back to work. I need to secure the bag. I need to put food in my table, and then you are carrying an injury. Therefore, you are going to fail if you are run and you are carrying an injury, right?
Okay.
Because now you are
Okay.
fighting things. You are fighting with the injury. You are fighting with the fatigue, and also you are fighting with your mental fatigue, and it's gonna be hectic.
Mm.
And the enye indo is that if you are running and you put yourselves under so much pressure, maybe let's say I am running and this fitness test that I'm running now, it means that I need to pass this test for me to go to be selected. Maybe I'm going to the Africa Cup of Nations. Now I run and I'm nervous. I run because I don't want to fail this test. I run because because everyone in the country is watching you. But Akhona, is she going to pass? So when you take everything and put it in your head, obviously you yeah, there's just a lot of things that you need to look at when you run a fitness test. And other people, they like, there's just a lot of things that come with the fitness test, but the fitness test alone is not easy.
Okay. Okay. How many times have you failed it?
How many times have I failed the fitness test? I don't know. I've failed 3 times before I passed the fitness test. I know I've failed
Wow.
3 before I finally passed the men's fitness test for the first time. And then I think I failed one. Yeah, I think I failed once now. I've never failed it again.
Okay. There's okay. I don't know if how it's gonna come out. There's this thing when it comes to officiating and
Mhm.
also the test. There's a men's test. There's a women's test, but the rules of football are the same. The way they are
Uh,
applied, they're the same. So from my side, I feel like I don't really understand why there has to be a male fitness test and a female fitness test. Why can't it be just a referee's test or whatever test, but for referees or for officials?
Unfortunately, we live in a world where everything has been written by somebody, and they've been approved by someone who says um, women football is not as fast as men football, or
Okay.
men as fast as sorry, women are not as fast as men, and
Yes.
so I've never felt a women fitness test. I'll never fail that test unless I have an injury. So that is the test I've never failed. Even if you can say I must run now, I'll go run.
Mm.
The men's fitness test, it's the category 1 fitness test. I don't want to say, I don't call that fitness test a men's fitness test, because if I say it's a men's fitness test, automatically I am putting something in front of me, like I'm putting like a block woody. This thing is not for me, it's for men. So I
Yeah.
categorize one. I don't want to say no, this is a men's and this is a fitness, this is a women's fitness test. I don't do that. I say category 1 and category 2. I categorize them so that I know in Juba, if I need to go run, I'm running category 1 today. Don't ask me anything. Don't tell me I'm running a men's fitness test. No, I'm running category 1. So yeah.
Okay. No, okay. No, no, no. That's understandable, and I love the way you outline it for yourself, that there's category 1 and category 2. You don't just say it's a male and a female. There's a question from Polisa 322. Why she has not featured much in PSL matches? Okay.
Majority of the times when I don't feature much in the Premier League, it's probably I'm out of the country, or but especially after July. After July, I'm always out of the country performing CAF duties, or I'm at the course. And any Indoge is that you why you are not being appointed for a particular fixture. You don't know that nobody has an authority or an uppercut Nuba Jonga, I deserve to be featured at this particular time. Probably you
Mm.
don't see me working in the NFD, or if you don't
Yes.
see me in the I'm working in the Premier Soccer League, or I am working in a game that is not televised.
Okay, we have Ubanziwe Mnyanda says, so in simple terms, umelana njani nezincwaso? Now, no, yo, nokwakubhanswa or having to prove that emsebenzini. Yeah.
Okay, I need to read this comment. Uthi so ndimelana kanjani no nesinxwaso and
Nokwakubhanswa and
ubanzwa.
having to prove emsebenzini.
No, players, they never bantered me. I've never been bantered.
That's the first time ever.
So azange ndake ndabhantswa yiplayer, so I wouldn't Gabana and delishana, but sexual, something sexual or sexual assault or sexual harassment or anything like that, obviously I will send the player off, write a report to the to suffer that this incident has happened in the play, and the player have been given, I'll send off that player if it happens, if a player and plans or something like that. Simple. And it's not also the players, players, they're human. So Indio I don't have control over that. Control now is that how do I react or how do I act when a player and obviously I don't date players. So I'm join players.
Now, Shalin didn't discuss your rules as a football. Okay, there's another question from Obanziwe. Obanziwe says, obviously, in many ways, it's still a man's world. How do you swim above and occupy the position yourself? Patriarchy. Okay, wow.
Yeah, that is a very good question.
Wow.
You know, Okokala is that we need and people would always think that we don't belong there, we belong in the kitchen or whatever the situation is. But Indo Umna, that keeps me going is that I am very much single-minded. I always make it a point that I fix my eyes into the prize. I don't doubt my ability, and I am not apologetic about the decision in Itata that I want to be a referee. And another that I am a risk taker. I don't care in your Wangabana, you are a man, and therefore you think that you can belittle me. There's nobody that can just be without me giving them powers. So I speak exactly what I feel, and I make it a point that I also work twice as men. And when I'm being given an opportunity, I make it a point that when I'm giving an opportunity, I perform at my level. And at the same time is that you always have to need to prove yourself, and you need to work hard, not because you've been given an opportunity as a woman and then you sit there and relax because when I saw feeling or without feeling and you don't perform. You need to be there and be intentional about everything and make it a point that your voice is ahead. What you don't like, you don't like. What is not correct is not correct. It doesn't matter it is done by a man. It doesn't matter it is done by your HOD. If it's not right, it's not right. It doesn't matter if it's done by your president. If it's not right, it is not right. So I always make it a point that, dude, I belong here and I've worked so hard to be here, and you cannot just intimidate me. And because you are a man, I'm not intimidated by your power. I just respect you. So okay. Yeah, I know in about people, they are still doubting Indioba women, but they can work, they can be in the field of play. I feel sorry for people are thinking that at this day and age there is umsebenzi who is meant for men and there is umsebenzi who are meant for women, and women don't belong to. I feel very sorry for people abanjalo who are not thinking ahead, people who are not changing with the world, people who are not unlearning as nizindo so that you can level, so that you can put yourself in another level. Because if you uphila kwela xesha lakudala lokuba ngabana into ethile yenziwa ngumfazi no ungumfazi and therefore you cannot sit in this position, I feel sorry for abantu abanjalo because they are not changing with the changing world. And if you are not changing with the changing world, you cannot level up and you cannot you cannot be a better self. You cannot be you cannot go anywhere if you think that the khona into ezidalelwe abafazi, and therefore masibacinezele abafazi. If ukhona uAkhona apha, she must feel the pressure yoba no ungumfazi in the main dominated sport. I'm not there to prove any point to anyone. I am just there to perform my job and do exactly that I would do. Even if I was a receptionist, I would show up and I would perform. Even if I was working at Clicks or whatever, I am the same way I am doing in refereeing is the same way I'll be doing when I sit in the office and perform my duties and perform my work, because I have applied, I qualify, and therefore I need to work hard.
Amandla. I think you've already answered Ramakao's question, whereby he says, "You're an amazing woman. How do you deal with people who want you to look like a man?" I think you've already touched on that on what you just said previously.
You are an amazing woman. How do you deal with people who want you to look like a man? Well, I have said earlier on that opinions zabantu about me andizithathi ndizifake kumentloko into yoba ucinga ntoni ngam and what do you think I should do. Yabona, it's akuyonto endizawuhamba ngayo because ngoku I'm in sports and therefore I must look like a man. No, andiva ngabantu into yoba I should look kanjani, I should show up kanjani emetshini, I should not paint my nails, I should not cut my hair, and I am free to express myself the way I want to express myself, right? Yeah. And the fact that I am in football and I am a female, it doesn't mean that I need to change and be somebody else.
Okay.
I'm always me. Into is to remain me, and I must be intentional about that. Akhona, I'm the first Akhona, and I am the only Akhona. I don't want to be somebody else. Akhona. This is me, and this is how I'm going to present myself, and in a way that speaks like with me, or I don't know if it's the correct English. And I don't want to be Usain Bolt. I don't want to be dead to be dead resilient. I am Akhona, the first and the only Akhona who is a referee, and I don't want to be somebody else. And I don't want to change myself because I'm in a man-dominated sports, and therefore I should act this way. If I decide I'm gonna show up in matching be scared, I am free to do that. If I decide to show up in matching, I'm cutting my hair bald, I am also going to do that freely because not that people think I need to look this way so that I can qualify. No, nobody must qualify me. I qualify myself.
Wow, that's great. We have 1 minute 30 seconds. I've got five quick questions for you. No, I've been enjoying this chat, and it's almost an hour now. I feel like your time has flown. Okay.
It's flowing.
Four easy questions. Do you?
Thank you so much.
Four easy questions. Okay. 4 easy questions for you, ne? Day game or night game?
Hey?
Day game or night game?
Night games. I love night games.
Okay. Best game ever officiated?
Chiefs, Celtics.
Okay. Red card or yellow card? Which ones do you love dishing out?
Do I have to choose?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yellow cards. It depends.
Yellow card.
Yeah, yellow card because I'd love to give somebody a second chance, but if there's something that I can do about that, unfortunately, you are taking yourself out of the field.
Okay.